Hi everyone, this is Karen. I wanted to come on today because I get a lot of questions regarding how to apply the treatment, and I've had a lot of people comment on the audio instruction video regarding how to apply the treatment on your hair. So it's not easy for me to come on and do my treatment as I'm on here the whole time because it takes me a while and I have really long hair, and so it's a little complicated. And so I don't want to come on and show you how I do it when you have a completely different head of hair. So there is a general sense of the usage, and I wanted to explain it again and maybe share a little bit more with you on video so that you could get more clarity on it. So when you're applying the treatment, you want to make sure that you get about a pea size, and then you're parting your hair. I love using a seamless comb, and so you'll part your hair. Mine's parted in the center, so I normally will take a bamboo chopstick, and I'll take about a pea size out, and I'll put it onto my finger, and then I'll spread it down the scalp. And then I massage it like this, and then in the back. And then I'll take another section, about an inch, and then I'll take it over, and then I'll go down here. And then I'll go about another, maybe 3/4 or half an inch. And I'll make sure that I get it. See, it's too difficult for me to do it myself because I have to be in the mirror myself and looking. So, and it's hard to find somebody that will do that for you. So the idea is that you want to make sure that don't overuse it because it's really rich and dense with ingredients. So make sure that you're just doing a pea size down the part, and you'll go through they'll part the whole hair. And what I do to get the back is I'll go upside down and I'll part it and apply and massage through, and then I take a seamless comb and I comb it through. And normally if you put a pea size on, it's quite a bit of my product to put on throughout the scalp because you want to get it into the scalp so it absorbs down to the follicles. But you also want to get it onto the hair because it's really going to strengthen, seal, add more depth of color, more volume, and it's going to repair this hair if it's damaged at all, or if it's not damaged, it's just going to healthify it and hydrate it and strengthen it, and it's going to give more depth of color. So you just want to put a thin layer over. The most things that I hear from my clients, I rarely have people commenting about it, but the idea is because if you think about you're going to do it every 2 weeks, you're going to get it all over your scalp within that time. So by the time you're done the bottle, you're going to have to do it every 2 weeks until you finish that bottle. It's going to take you it's going to be about 8 to 10 treatments. So by the time, a little less for me because I have longer hair. So if you have long hair, it's going to be you're going to use a little more, obviously. But as you're massaging it in the scalp, you comb it down through, you'll get some from that's in the scalp to about here. And then you're going to go and just add a little more into here like this. So the easiest way to do it is to part your hair in 4 sections. So you can put that in the back, and then part this in the front, put that in the back. And then you can even part it from here and go down this way and apply it like this. And then you can go down here and apply it like this. On each side, comb it through, do it all over the scalp, and then you can do it. I tell people so if you have sections, if you have a lot of hair, then you're going to section it. But if your hair is not as long as mine, that's why I didn't want to get on the video and do it, because everybody's going to have a different process, whatever's easiest for you. To be honest, I try to tell people don't worry too much about how to apply it. Just get it on the scalp and comb it through the hair. and don't use too much. If you're using it every 2 weeks, I'm sure that you're going to be fine. If you're not putting it all through the scalp and you just, I mean, it's a pretty simple thing. Even in my video, the way that I say it might sound a little more complicated, but in reality, as long as you're getting it in through the scalp, combing it through, and putting a thin layer everywhere, it's just a thin layer. My product is really dense and rich with ingredients. A lot of other products, and a lot of the reasons why some of my clients will actually put too much on is because you're used to using products that have a lot of binders and fillers. And my products don't have any of that. Every bit of ingredients is rich and dense with proper new and organic and alive and raw ingredients. So you don't have to use too much. In fact, your follicles in your hair can only absorb so much. So you don't want to do too much to where it's going to be, just too much, and then it's not going to do you any good. The more you put is not going to make it better. And then you're going to have a hard time getting it out because it is really rich. And so what sits on top, it won't be easy to get out. So you just want to use a small, thin amount on the scalp. And you don't have to put a pea size on every part if you feel that you're getting it through when you massage. So just do it intuitively. My whole teaching and my whole way of doing a regimen and teaching regimens and then using my product is to really get to know your own hair and to be intuitive about it. And I know that sounds a little abstract for people that just want the directions and just to do it, but you have to tune into your hair in order for you to really have great hair. If you're just doing it mechanically, it's still going to be good because it's healthy and it's a good product, but I just encourage, I guess you could say, I encourage people to really tune into your hair and enjoy it. Leave that time when you're doing your treatment and just make sure that you get it thoroughly through a thin amount. And I don't understand like how people don't know. Maybe they want to see me and people are asking, and maybe you guys can comment below and let me know, what is the purpose of needing somebody to show you on video? And what is that, how is that going to help you better than my video? If you give me some reasonings, then maybe I can realize that your reasonings are just for maybe you're insecure about it or you're feeling uncomfortable to do it yourself. You can always have someone else. You can even take it to a salon and ask them how much would they charge you to apply it. But the whole purpose why I created a professional treatment for people that don't have to go into the salon to get it, so that it's cheaper for you and that you can do it yourself. So it isn't really that complicated. It's just about getting it thoroughly through the scalp the best you can. I have a client that says she doesn't part her hair at all and she just applies it and she starts massaging it through like that, and then she pulls it through and then starts combing it. She's really being intuitive about the way she's using it, and her hair's doing really great with the product. So I don't want people to over worry about the application process. It is very, very simple. The only thing that is specific is that I asked you to make sure that you get a nice thin layer thoroughly on the scalp and then comb through to the hair. And you want to add more on those ends and get it onto the hair, but don't goop it on the hair. And also to leave the treatment in the fridge when you're done so that it stays even fresher, although it will stay fresh on the shelf for a year. Still, I like to keep it as fresh as possible when you're using that first bottle. So, and also don't put your fingers in the bottle because you're going to transfer bacteria into the bottle. So just use a seamless comb like this, and you can get it. I can sell this to you if you want. You can contact me. This is the perfect one for application because it has the thicker side, it has a thinner side, and the thinner side is going to give you more thorough. And using a seamless comb is actually going to make you have your hair slide down, and you're going to seal the cuticle layers as you're combing the treatment in. So it helps to be more thorough. So if you have a seamless comb and you have a wooden, even a popsicle stick will work. But, you know, like those thick ones that are thicker that they check your tongue with are really good because they're long, and my product is kind of long to get in. But you can use a bamboo chopstick, just something that's of earth nature, not metal, because that'll change the molecular structure. So just use, you can even take a branch off the tree and cleanse it and peel it off and cleanse it really well and let that be your, you know, your brush that you actually retrieve the product with. So as far as application, I want you to think of this really easy and really simple, okay? You apply on the scalp thoroughly. You can part it. You can just take it and massage it through the scalp, through the back and through the sides and the front and the top, and just make sure you're thorough. Comb it through, add a little extra, get it all the way to the tips of your hair, and just braid your hair and leave it for a few hours. If you're inside, your body's heat will activate the product over time. So like 3 hours is usually when I tell people, if you have to rinse it out, you can, but you can leave it longer. I don't necessarily know that it'll be better for you to leave longer either way, because it stops activating after about 4 hours. It starts activating. It depends, because somebody's body will run a little warmer and some people are cold. Their body runs a little colder. So, and if it's winter, if it's a summer or even a spring day and you sit in the sun, you can sit there and read a magazine for an hour or read a book for an hour, and you can wash it out because the sun will activate it fast. So I hope that answered your questions. If you have more questions, or you have, again, your reasonings and why you would think a physical video would be good, you know, give me a better reasoning. And I know some people are more visual learners, but to apply this on your scalp is almost like applying shampoo, except you're obviously putting more and more thorough. But, you know, just massage through and just be in tune with it, and just know that the main thing is to cover the scalp and cover the hair, not too thick of a layer, a thin layer. And that's all you need to know. And I think if you just really tune in, you'll be able to feel, and you can even test and say, oh, did I get it here? Let me just add a little more there. It doesn't have to be that technical. That's why I created it to where you don't have to go into a salon and get it applied. It's all 100% organic and alive ingredients, so it's not going to hurt you if you leave it in for a day or two. Sometimes I've been known to leave it in for a few days. If I'm busy and I'm doing things, and I'll just leave it in and I wash my hair, and when I wash it, you know. So please let me know if you have any other questions from here. Maybe eventually I'll hire a model and I'll have her, and I'll do it on her and video that. But for now, do the best you can and just get it through the scalp. It's pretty simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Just put it in the hair. Do it consistently for the first bottle, and then maintain with another bottle if you'd like until you see results. And you should definitely see results by the time you finish the first bottle, if not before. And you can maintain those results, or you can stop for a while and do it again another time. It's up to you. It's just about nourishing those follicles and strengthening and hydrating the hair, okay? So blessings to you all, and please comment below. I'd like to know your thoughts on this, because I want to make sure I serve you properly, but I want to make sure if I'm going to pay money and hire somebody to do this, it's really needed. And part of me feels like it's not necessarily needed, as long as you can, you know, understand of just applying it onto the scalp. But there might be something that I don't know, and so please feel free to just give me some reasonings why, and then I can maybe serve that purpose. Okay? Take care. Bless everyone, and I will talk to you soon.